Breegull Beach, far away in time. Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. I had to do a few extra things because unfortunately for some reason saving didn't stick, so we've got it all sorted out now, but I'll edit in 3 more notes I grabbed just above the entrance to the 3rd level, Bad Magic Bayou. Anyway, we have a bit of searching to do with a very cleverly hidden Jinjo. Breegull Beach is going to be where we rescue Kazooie and get the band back together. Yum Yum the Oyster is back as well. Some faces don't change even when we're a long way in the past. The music is probably intending to evoke Treasure Trove Cove in some ways, and I don't mind that. It's quite nice actually. Fairly merry, pretty entertaining. Good music overall, I'd say. This game does have a pretty good soundtrack along the way. It doesn't quite, as I said, match Grant Kirkhope, but it's got its nice moments. Now those shells, we need to get 5 of those, but I'm not going to worry about them just yet. We have a little bit of extra work to do. But of course we can grab some eggs. You've just found a nest of eggs. Maybe later, when you got some more notes in your pack, I'll be able to add these to your range of attacks. So there we are, 3 eggs, and if we go up here, we get a few more notes along the way, and the path to Breegull Peak, where we will wind up getting another move, but we can't do anything about that until we've got Kazooie. So let's talk to Bozai and actually demonstrate. Sorry, Banjo. You'll have to come back when you have Kazooie if you want me to even fix a price for this move. At least he's apologetic about it. Jamtars probably would have chewed us out. Anyway, we can observe there that these have respawned. And we should probably head down onto the beach proper, where we can see a Breegull we'll need to talk to. If only I was small enough to fit through this hole, I could break the chains that bind my Breegull brethren in Gruntilda's quarry. Gruntilda has moved into slave labour, it seems. But we know just the creature for the job. Head into Mumbo's pad, and we will be able to use the mouse. This is the first time you can actually use all those transformations in different levels, and it's really, really good. Some of them do get a bit more use than others, which is unfortunate, but let's get to work. Gruntlings don't even notice us. In the quarry heights, we'll have to move past the Gruntlings and nibble through the chains that wind up freeing out, that ultimately constrain our palette-swapped Kazooies. Is there another one over here? Yes, there is. You have to try and work your way past the Gruntlings, but they're not that observant. So just loop around, dodge the Gruntlings, they might do a bit more damage. But we're small and agile enough that we should be able to evade most of them, if not all of them. The mouse can't jump very high though, and we don't really have any means of attacking. Well, there's a Jinjo. They've got very short attention spans, and if we can dodge them by doing that, we'll be good. Drop down here. Is there anything else this little area? Just a Gruntling. We're also much faster, which is a really, really nice advantage. Nothing over this way, but if we go down here, we'll get to the last of them. Okay. Wait for him to turn his back. And they really do lose interest incredibly quickly, and there we go. You found all the captive Breegulls. How can I repay you? Well, there usually is a way, and it's called a jiggy. I'm so grateful to you for freeing my friends. Please, Take this token of my appreciation. So there we are, first Jiggy in Breegull Beach, not that hard. And now we can go back to being Banjo because we don't need Mumbo's help anymore. As I said, Kazooie doubles as our transformation in this level. And there we are, disco moves done, and we're off. First thing we should be looking for is Grunty's quarry, which is through here. Interestingly enough, it looks like we will have to dodge a few security turrets along the way. We will, of course, need a couple of extra moves in order to get past some of the obstacles in here and grab that Jiggy. Wander around and get all the notes while we get shot at. Is there anything down here? Nope, this just loops around. It's surprisingly merry music for an area that is essentially a slave labour camp, but always good to bust one of those down and bring a little bit of justice back. Gruntilda has it coming. We're going to be facing off against her with the sort of boss fight rotation, as it were. Now, where are we going? We go up here, jump over here, smack that, and there you go. Head on through to our boss fight at the Witch's Keep. Captive Breegulls are the best. They work all day without a rest. Now that I have trapped Kazooie, Banjo, I can make chop suey.
Be careful, mistress. Mega Grunty batteries still recharging. Gruntilda need to keep moving for protective shield to work.
Look, Banjo's here without Kazooie's beak. No doubt your efforts will be weak. You won't hurt me much without a bill, so I hope you've written out your will. Grunty's attacks aren't very impressive. She's slow and lumbering. Keep on the move and you'll avoid her pretty easily. She will get a bit faster though, as you might expect, but basically just dodge her attacks when she winds up hitting a wall. Roll into her and away we go. It's almost insultingly easy. You know, if she kept moving, she wouldn't have any problems. Wait for her to stomp the ground. 3 tries and she'll go back to flying around. She'll get a bit faster in her attacks, but this really isn't that hard. I mean, it kind of has to be the case because this is how we get Kazooie, a vital aspect of progressing the game. That was strange, that didn't damage me. Well, that worked. My defeat was a surprise. I think the sun was in my eyes. I'd better get this suit upgraded. The bear alone I underrated. Grunty goes to space. We get ourselves a Jiggy, no magic token as I mentioned. And we get to free Kazooie. First things first, of course.
Kazooie, my glad to see you. I thought Grunty would have made you into a monster by now.
I'm okay, Banjo. Never mind me. We've got to put an end to old Rusty Knicker's plans. Grunty's doing everything in her power to change the past and make sure that we never meet in the future. So there we are. Kazooie's back. Ah, my wings are really stiff. And it looks like you could use some extra jumping height to get more Jiggies. Looks like we'll need the flat flip. Stay still and hold the L button, then press A and we should be able to pull it off.
Are you sure you're feeling strong enough, Kazooie?
Remember to stay still, and I should be able to manage a flap flip. Our classic backflip is back. And this is of course treated as one of Bozai's moves, which is fairly handy. So head off this way and we'll be able to get our Jiggy. Up we go. And while we're still under fire, down here, and Whoop. Stun lock that up here, and there we go. We've cleaned out the quarry. Pretty good progress. Let's get back to the regular old beach and talk to one of the people we'll need to see in order to wind up grabbing a new reward. We don't actually have to talk to everyone, it's just nice to actually do that so that we know who the characters are, really. We need to go to this beach hut down here where we will meet a fairly questionable character.
Hey there, pal. If you'll bring me 5 unsightly blue shells from the beach, I'll take them off your hands for a one-of-a-kind novelty item. Sure thing, mister.
So this is Mr. Ripovsky. He will usually have us collecting something or partaking in mini-games for various rewards, usually a jiggy. He's a bit of a scam artist and is apparently involved in a few shonky things along the way. Not the greatest customer out there, but we might as well duck back up to Breegull Peak. We'll be able to get ourselves a new move. Head on up here and we can talk to Bozai. Plenty of notes.
Taking a stroll with your bird, are you?
Again, double meaning. I'm nobody's bird, Beetle Breath.
Kazooie, just let him tell us about the move. Alrighty, Kazooie, you're gonna love this. While Banjo holds out, you can give him an hand by pressing R to go into talon trot mode. Great for tackling slippery surfaces. Let's see if you can hold that big lump up the slope behind me. When you're done, just tap L again to let Banjo take over.
There's our talon trot. And we can talk to another Breegull. Ah, Kazooie, you have brought your friend to the really, really ancient test of the ancient Breegulls. You look pretty ancient, so I guess we're in the right place.
What's this test about, your worship?
Prove you're worthy to be Breegull champion by collecting 20 glow grubs from the slippery slide of Iggy Twiggy. Avoid the springy spikes or they will make your task more difficult. What? Are we supposed to take that seriously? Alright, look, I'll give you a jiggy if you fetch me the grubs. Now cut the chat and get on with it. I'm hungry. Now you're talking. Let's go, Banjo. My voice for Kazooie is probably going to vary quite a bit as well. I'm honestly pretty impressed with all the work Rez developers did to get those voices just right. We can get another extra honeycomb. And another Jinjo. In we go. So this is basically a slide minigame like the last one. Only this time we have more than 20 possible collectibles. Whoop. Surprised that worked. Oh well, spun out, went the right way. And there we are. Everything will stop scrolling through once we get 20. Here's that jiggy I promised you. I can't wait to get my mouth around these little wrigglers. There we are, not too bad. Is this... Nope, that's just a way out. But we can duck in here for another minigame. Hey, Mr. Bear, do you want to join Little Blubber's Pirate Scouts?
Sure, little blubber. What do I have to do?
Just try to hold onto that sea chest in the center for longer than the rest of us scouts. As a member, you'll get a golden trophy to prove that you can plunder like a true pirate.
I'm not too sure about this boat. How do I control it?
Press A to go fast and use L and R to shoot cannonballs left and right. If a boat gets hit by a cannonball, it will spin out and lose a treasure.
I think I've got that. Let's start.
So, interesting to note, this is indeed the young Captain Blubber. Whoops, you can drive into other characters to steal the treasure. Basically just keep on firing. And the little gauge over there in the top will show us exactly who's in the lead based on how much time they've had with the treasure. The aiming is really fiddly in this, but... Whoop. We have obviously spent long enough in control, and we've had the treasure nicked. Stole it from Blubber. We will be retrieving your gold in the future, don't worry. We need to be good at... Ah, give us a chance, Mr. Bear. Still, you played dirty enough to hold the gold, so welcome to the Pirate Scouts Club. So there we are, another Jiggy. Not too bad, puts us right where we need to go, and we've got another move we can grab from Boz-Eye as well. This is supposed to be the first one. So, Banjo, you found your friend. Which of us is he looking at, Banjo?
Kazooie? I think he's talking to me.
How can you tell?
Well, the right eye's looking at me.
But the one on the left's looking at me.
Shh, Kazooie. Can't hear what he's saying. Teach you how you can glide over to that rocky pillar with the Jiggy on it.
Did you see that? He looked across the gap without turning his head.
Right then, get jumping, and then press A in the air to do a feathery flap. Give it a go and see if you can reach that Jiggy to the south.
So I think that is supposed to be the first move that you learn because it has the lowest cost, but I just wind up picking this one up. Well, I wound up picking up the Talon Trot first anyway, and yeah, shrapnels do 2 honeycombs worth of damage. I nearly said 2 hearts. You can deal with shrapnels by using certain projectiles. Not much has changed in that regard. Saunter along casually and jump up here. Any notes at the end? If we go along here, we ought to be able to wind up getting this Jiggy, and that's probably a good spot to wrap up the episode. Not entirely sure of what the timing is on everything, but we can take a bit of a rest atop this pillar and have a look at that little coral reef over on the edge of the screen. Kinda looks like some weird perspective there. But anyway, we've made good progress in Breegull Beach. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.